Welcome to Video 2, Perceptual Subitizing. After watching the first video, you might be thinking, so what? How does subitizing help children learn to count? Let's look at this question more closely. Suppose you're a 4-year-old child, and you're learning the counting words 1, 2, 3, 4. You see adults and other children pointing at objects, saying the counting words, and then announcing they know how many are in a set that you can't subitize. How do you know they are right? Children must develop their own belief that the counting process actually works. It's not obvious when counting larger sets, like 7 or 8. Is it really 7? Is it 8? 7 and 8 are pretty hard to tell apart, so these larger sets don't really do a lot to convince young children that counting works. But with 3 items, children can both count them and subitize. They have their own direct evidence of threeness, so maybe this counting thing is real. It's for this reason that the first key instructional practice of this module is to prompt children to subitize. That means giving them the opportunity to instantly see and label small sets. It sounds simple, but this non-counting experience is sometimes neglected in classrooms. Children need opportunities where subitizing and counting occur in the same context, and it's best to start with very small sets. We call subitizing with very small sets perceptual subitizing because our understanding of the amount is so direct. No need to think about it. We perceive two-ness. Through repeated experiences with small sets that can be perceptually subitized, children can understand that counting works. With time and experience, they come to believe that this one-to-one process we call counting is a meaningful way to figure out how many, even when a set is a lot bigger than what they can suddenly see. A related reason that prompting children to perceptually subitize is good for their number sense is the way it emphasizes children's understanding of what's called the cardinal meaning of numbers. The cardinal meaning of numbers is the understanding that each number word tells you how many, the threeness of 3. That is, sometimes young children are so rushed to learn to use the counting procedure, think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that the threeness of 3 can get a bit lost in their thinking. If counting and numbers are to be meaningful to children, they need lots of experiences explicitly naming and working with small sets where the cardinal amount is easily understood. When you, as the teacher, notice and celebrate children's ability to subitize, you help bring the central meaning of number, the how manyness, to life. In this way, you support children in solidifying this idea before working with much larger numbers, and you help strengthen their cardinal understanding of number. This is where the second key subitizing instructional practice comes in. Give feedback on subitizing. It may seem silly, but confirming that 2 crayons really are 2 crayons is extremely useful for children's learning. And when children are first learning the number words, they often overgeneralize them. They might say 2 for 2 crayons, 3 crayons, and 4 crayons. It's you saying, this is not 2 crayons, it's 3 crayons, and then this is 2 crayons, that provides the input young children need to hone their understanding. By giving feedback, you provide information to help children accurately learn how we describe cardinal amounts. In every early childhood classroom, there are many opportunities to prompt children to subitize and give feedback on subitizing, particularly with small, perceptually subitizable amounts. For example, if only 3 children can play in the housekeeping area, asking Roberto to see how many children are already there is a meaningful opportunity for him to subitize and think about small sets. If you have 3 tricycles for use at recess, and 1 is in use already, you can ask a child to look to see how many tricycles are left. Children can also look to see if the right number of paintbrushes are on their table. Occasionally following this up by asking the child, "How did you figure that out? Did you just know, or did you count?" makes the idea of subitizing an explicit thought process in your classroom, something everyone can do and can talk about. And confirming their thinking in as explicit a way as possible by giving feedback can be a natural part of this exchange. This kind of prompting and giving feedback throughout your classroom also addresses several of the practices that pertain to all of your math teaching, including using open-ended questions, what, why, and how, encouraging math thought and conversation, and embedding math in routines and activities. You may already be doing this kind of prompting of subitizing as a regular part of classroom life. This module will help you make this practice more deliberate. It's an important first step to getting children to start talking about their math thinking.